Hey, 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 Virgo. This is your sacred scribe here, ready to do your monthly December tarot reading. So, Virgo, we're going to jump into the Celtic Cross. I am live every day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to answer your personal questions with the tarot. I read tarot a little bit differently. I will connect if a card pops out at me while I'm reading. I will connect with nature as well as animals on the deck, okay? And so I card gaze. I'll pick the card up and I will gaze to get messages for you. So, Virgo, your overall energy for December is the Four of Pentacles here, right? Now, this dude is burying the Four of Pentacles. So there may be something that you need to leave behind, right? That you need to bury. Or on the flip side of that, are you covering something up and not dealing with it? So let's see which it is. I feel like you're letting something go. And while you're letting it go, it's like you're mourning it. Even if it was something traumatic, even if it was something toxic, right? There was some sort of I guess you would call it a trauma bond attached to whatever this Four of Pentacles is, right? Something that you were holding on to. Okay, wow. All right, so clarifying the Four of Pentacles, you have the Five of Vessels, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Wands. Okay, so this has to do with a relationship from the past. Okay? I feel like this person, it could have been a fire sign. I'm really feeling Aries, like an Emperor type, but could have been a Leo. I feel like you're gaining clarity and truth from the situation. I feel like it's setting you free. You're understanding a bit more about this person's ego because they have a rather inflated ego. That's what I'm getting from the Six of Wands. So this could have been like a third party situation where they just like the attention. They like to get a lot of attention. So you're mourning the experience of this. Wow. Okay, but you're gaining clarity. So there is an absolute positive from this because this is like commencing, you are commencing on a new beginning, right, in your life, and you're going to be free. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel happier, right, because that will be behind you. Now, what's challenging for you is the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is Gemini for me and Pisces. So you are ruled by Mercury, and so is Gemini. Interesting because it's a mind sign, right? It has to do with the mind. And the High Priestess has to do with keeping secrets, holding things back within the mind, but also intuition, right? And I feel like what's challenging for you is connecting with your intuition when it comes to this particular instance, because you may be stuck in the third dimension in a way that is ego related. Like you may want to focus on the exterior instead of the interior because, you know, for whatever reason, it's easier. That's like, so this is actually playing an important role. You've got two things going on. So you're burying the past, you're leaving it behind, but I feel there's a challenge here for you to overcome, to utilize your intuition and deal with whatever it is going on the inside of you, right? Instead of burying what's going on the inside of you with it. So this is your challenge, all right? Oh, sorry, this is your challenge. So we're going to clarify the High Priestess and see what's up with this. So what is the High Priestess? Why is this a challenge? And maybe you're doing this sort of on the down low. It's very personal. So maybe it's something you're doing yourself, and it's just something that you have to get through. I mean, it is challenging. It's challenging just putting things behind, let alone trying to acknowledge that your ego may be standing in the way from understanding what it meant to you on the inside, and how that's had an effect on you, and why you chose what you chose within the relationship, right? The choices that you made, the reactions that you had to this egocentric, really, person. That's what I feel from that person. Now, clarifying the High Priestess, you have the Knight of Cups, right? The Knight of Vessels, the Lady of Vessels, and the Nine of Wands. See, this is that wounded warrior, right? These are the wounds. So I feel like your intuition is telling you, don't give up on love, okay? Understand what went on within this fire. Understand that the fire can also not only disintegrate, but it can integrate within you and transform you in a way that is uplifting, that is freeing your spirit, okay? So it's very transformative. It's very purifying fire. So with the Lady of Vessels, it has to do with your balancing of your emotions. So really dealing with your emotions. Remember, Mercury is the mind. So dealing with your emotions, which is really, it's a part of your intuition, right? Intuition is from the heart, and the heart is emotion. So dealing with what your heart is telling you to do over your ego, over your mind, because the heart always knows before the mind, right? The Lady of Vessels is talking about really being careful about balancing your emotions, being aware. She is balancing this vessel on her head. She's being extremely careful not to drop the vessel of water. So to me, it's being aware of being in that alignment, emotional alignment, the body, mind, and spirit. That is the High Priestess. And not only that, moving forward with your intuition. So she adds like this fourth element of the body, mind, and spirit. She adds this intuitive pull. And she doesn't even know sometimes how to explain it, but she trusts it. So it's trusting yourself and what to do with what happened in the past, okay? So it's this love, all right, this Knight of Vessels that you need to offer yourself, okay? And it's very abundant within you, but the only way to find it is through the heart, is through the High Priestess, and that is your challenge, but it is a great reward, right? All right, so what's in your subconscious is the Lady of Coin. Okay, I feel like in your subconscious, it's almost giving me a past vibe. Like this has been taking you a lot of time to get to this point, but it needed to take a lot of time. So now it's like now you can make that offering to yourself because it's a gift to yourself. And that's what I see this Lady of Pentacles giving. You know, this is you giving you a gift. And it's the gift of your heart, really, because you're putting it to bed. Not only putting it to bed and letting it go, but letting it go to the point where it's a part of you now, but in a positive way. It gives you awareness. This is awareness of, okay, I am going to appreciate, right? Giving is appreciation. I'm going to appreciate this experience because I have grown in the way of A, B, C, and D, right? So there's an appreciation through the heart space that is going to be had in the month of December. All right. So we have the Hanged Man. This is clarifying the Lady of Coin. The Four of Wands. And the King of Swords. Wow, this is powerful. This is that relationship. And I feel like this is a relationship that you're yearning for, that you're waiting for, right? It could be a Libra, specifically, that you're deciding on, that's in your subconscious, in the back of your mind. Who's this King of Swords? Okay, the Strength card. This is vulnerability, opening up. Okay? I feel like it's like you're waiting to open up your heart and make the decision. If it's not a Libra, this is all about making a decision, right? With your mind to look at love from a different perspective, because you're integrating the past into your heart. And while doing that and coming out of this, okay, it opens up your heart, or I mean, it can. So you pull out within you the strength it does take to open up your heart and be vulnerable, because vulnerability is our greatest asset, but we don't feel that way. We don't feel that way. I mean, it's hella hard for me because we're not programmed in that way. So it's a reprogramming of the mind. But you are the mind. So this is right up your alley. It's combining, integrating the mind and the heart, right? Becoming one. So then you're able to move forward in a way that gives you an added appreciation of a union that you're yearning for. And it makes it all the more of a blessing to you. Okay? So with the Hierophant, this is your past, okay? The Hierophant is talking about marriage. Again, we have it here. We have commitment here. We have night and day is standing out, right? The sun and the moon. It's like with every relationship comes the good and the bad. And it's understanding both are needed. The light and the dark are needed. So I want to clarify this because I feel like you knew that there was a higher wisdom, okay, in the past, but it's taken you, right? If you go into your subconscious, it's taken you a little while to understand, okay, now I can go to that higher wisdom. Like you knew it was there. Sometimes we just can't do it. We're just too angry. It's like, no, I'm not at that stage yet. I know it's coming. You're not avoiding it. Although it's easy to avoid. It's, easy to avoid and say, no, I don't want to deal with that. But I feel like you knew it was coming. You're an earth sign, right? You slow and steady wins the race. And that's okay because it will stick. It will stick. So I don't care if this takes you 10 years. If this took you 10 years. It's 10 years that you needed to integrate this all into your heart so that you can have a new appreciation for love. And that is exactly what you will attract. So with the Hierophant, you have the Judgment, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Coin. Wow. So Capricorn energy, also Virgo energy, right? But it is Capricorn. So see how there's an appreciation there. So you may have been dealing with a Capricorn or an earth sign in the past, right? Here we have Scorpio. So you may have awakened in the recent past, okay, to this appreciation. This is what I mean about you knew, because this is the past, that there was a higher wisdom behind this. Everything happens for a reason. It was giving you direction. And you understood this because you awakened. So a lot of you went through an awakening in the recent past. Okay? But like I said, an awakening is a process, right? My awakening started in 2011. Here it is 2022. And it's like, wow, you are not in the same place that you were 10 years ago. because you needed that growth. You needed that experience. You needed, earth signs are all about the senses, right? So you needed to feel, to taste, to smell your way through the garden, right? In order to appreciate the bloom that's within the garden, right? So, wow, Virgo, this is awesome because there's so much growth from this. It's crazy. And look at this. Your future is the 7 of vessels, and that is dreaming. That's what I'm feeling, dreaming. And you're dreaming of all these things that are possible, and you have all of these options. Be careful not to confuse yourself because you are a Virgo and you are ruled by Mercury. So let's see what these options are. We have the Star. We have the 3 of Swords, and we have the 8 of, see, this is what I mean. The 8 of Swords getting in your head because you're Mercury. All right. This is the Star card. This is hope. This is hope in achieving your dreams. This is wishing upon that star, right? In spite of the brokenness that you felt, that you came from. But you have to look at the healing, right? This should be tears of joy. This should be tears of, it's just like this cleansing. It's renewing you. I want to get another one on the 8 of, yeah, see, you're worried about love. You're worried about new love. You're worried about being vulnerable, about opening up your heart, about going with the flow. Because you know, intuitively, you know you need to go with the flow. Because as soon as you resist, that's it. You're going to have issues. You're going to be in your mind. And it's easy as a Virgo to get stuck in your mind, even though you're a earth sign. So check in with yourself. You know, wait a minute, where am I today? Am I all in my mind, or can I connect to my heart and meditate a little, or go for a walk in nature, right? So I feel like keep those dreams alive, because you can have this new beautiful love, and don't get in your head about it. So your near future is the 2 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Pentacles, I want to gaze at this 2 of Pentacles. It's pulling me in because the bird, the lion is consuming the bird. Okay? And birds are communication. That is Mercury. So I am getting, be careful of gossip. I'm just getting that right away. I've never gotten it from this card before, but it's like so much is given to you. Be careful of being in the middle of gossip, okay? Because that can consume you. That's energy, right? And this is balance. So that's not going to leave you in a balanced place. Let me see what this has to say. Okay, this is like an eye. Awareness of what you're speaking. Okay, communication, speaking and thinking. So Mercury is very prominent here in this reading. So being aware of speaking and thinking, and looking at whatever this gossip is, whatever this is, from a higher standpoint, from a high priestess standpoint, right? Instead of, because gossip is like lower standpoint, it is like third dimension standpoint, where if you're seeking the wisdom, okay, you're coming from a different place. You're not absorbing that energy that's going to imbalance you. It's going to put you out of whack. Let's see what the 2 of Pentacles is. The King of Coin. Oh, I like that. The 6 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. So, conflict. But it could be, okay, it could be that people are competing for you. I feel like your money is going to be stable. Or this could be a Taurus that comes into your life, but I feel like it's you trying to get your feet on the ground, trying to find that balance point, right? Find that balance point, because the king, what's standing out here is the king is holding on to the pentacle, and you have 2 pentacles here. So it's like, I feel like you're seeking that balance. You're sort of chill. You're taking things slow. You're finding peace. All right. But there could be people competing for you. This is also about internal conflict, wounds, right? So make sure that this healing is thorough, so that way you don't have these wounds. You don't keep them lit. All right. Because this also may be competition. You could be juggling 2 people as well. That's for love. But I feel like you will find peace. This is going from choppy waters to a more peaceful state. Some of you could actually be moving, and you actually could be moving in a different direction. I feel like this boat has like turned. You thought you were going this way, and then you turn. You take a left instead of a right. That's what I'm feeling with this 6 of Swords. So don't be surprised. I mean, literally go with the flow, because I feel like that's why you take a left. You're going with the flow. You're not resisting it anymore. Resisting it would be that turbulence, right? Okay, so your internal influences is the 10 of Vessels. So your internal influence, and I love this, is emotional fulfillment. So I feel like you are in that feeling. By this point, you are in that feeling, all right, that you want to be in for a new beginning, for that love to be attracted to you if it's not already here. Wow. Ha. Virgo. You've got the 6 of Vessels. You've got the Empress. And this is you. You always show up as the Empress in my readings. And you have the 7 of Wands. And I get chills, man. So you are holding that energy very nicely, because this is taking that high priestess sort of vibe, okay, with the Empress, because great power requires the softest touch, right? This resistance, okay, that you have going on, I feel like is totally watered down, okay, with all this water. It's putting out this fire. It's putting out this resistance within you. So your internal influence is the fact that you are in that space of love, in that space of soulmate, in that space of nurturing the self, and in that space of abundance. Look how abundant the Empress, look what's around her. Look at all of that abundance. And this is what's within you. So guess what's going to show up on the outside of you? This beautiful abundance. All right, so the external influences here. The Queen of Swords, okay? As above, so below. You see the swords? This is Gemini for me. So for me, this is like the Magician. This is you manifesting. So your external influence is manifesting. Let's see what you're wanting to manifest here. Now it could be, you could have Gemini in your chart here. It could be Libra or Aquarius as well. Told you. The Queen of Swords is the Magician. The Emperor. You're manifesting an Emperor. Shit. The Moon. You don't know it? You don't know it yet. But guess what you're manifesting? This Emperor. This Emperor. It's hidden from you. You may intuitively know. This Moon card, you intuitively know, ooh, my Emperor is here. My Emperor is coming. My Emperor is here. I am the Magician. Poof, right? And they're going to show up. Definitely. So I do feel like you are very much connected to your intuition. You will be when you go through this process. I do feel that you'll be listening to your intuition, more importantly, right? And utilizing all of the tools around you in order to gain or get what you desire. Okay? All right. In your hopes and fears. Wow. Seven of Swords. In your hopes and fears. So Seven of Swords can be liar, cheater, thief, right? Can also be, and it's interesting that it's a hope, right? The Seven of Swords. So it's like you fear that somebody, possibly a love interest, will lie, will cheat, will thieve, okay? Because I feel like this is part of that past that's rearing its ugly head. You may be hoping that it won't happen. You may be hoping that there's a different strategy for love, right? That there's, I feel like you're hoping it's not happening or not going to happen, and you're fearing it's going to happen. That's the vibe that I'm getting from this. So let's see what else this has to say. Is swords are about communication. You may fear somebody's holding back communication because this fox has the sword in his mouth, and it's talking about the solar plexus. It has a yellow handle, and that is life force. So you may also fear that you're going to lose your life force by coming together with somebody, right? Independence, possibly, because this fox is independent of the swords over here, right? He knows that they're there. He's choosing to walk away and leave the swords. So for some reason, I'm getting independence too. So let's see. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, so we have the Lady of Staffs, the Death card, and the Three of Pentacles. So you're trying to, you're very much trying to hope that things are going to change and transform and get better, right? And you'll be able to build something. But at the same time, this Three of Pentacles is standing out that you may fear that there is a third party, right? With the three. So it's also about building. So you're hoping to build something with somebody, but you're fearing that it won't last. You're fearing that it will end. And this is sort of in and of itself, this Death card, a hope and a fear, because it can be death, the end, right? You could be fearing the end of a relationship, or it could be transformative, or you could be hoping for a transformation in a relationship. Just remember where you're placing your energy and use your intuition. Because if your intuition is telling you something, you have to listen to it. Because if you don't, trust me, you're gonna just kick yourself in the ass over and over again. So the Three of Pentacles, you're hoping to build something, and you're fearing it's not going to be built because of lying, cheating, thieving, because of something underhanded. All right, so your outcome now is the Devil card. Okay, this is Capricorn energy, so there could be a Capricorn in your outcome. This is very passionate. This is, all right, you see how the feminine aspect is asleep? You've got to make sure that you're aware that this feminine aspect is awake. So this masculine aspect is awake, right? So you get the passion, you got everything else, but wake up the feminine. Wake up the feminine. This will put something, add something different to this devil energy, I feel. So I feel, let me see, I'm grabbing the wrong deck. All right. So tell me about this devil energy. What's going on? We have the Eight of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Swords. So anxiety and fear, okay, are present, but So is fate. So is fate and destiny, right? With the wheel of fortune. So there's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of fire. But fire, like I said, you know, I feel a lot of fire here and a lot of fire on the wheel. You've got to add some water. You've got to add that feminine aspect to this, so that it's like you got to grease the wheel. That sounded weird, but you got to grease the wheel, okay? You have to soften up this devil energy, because passion, okay, this amount of passion, this intensity can just overtake you and absorb you. Like, just, you know, you get consumed by it, right? Where when you put the feminine aspect, when you inject the feminine aspect into it, there's a softening of the energies, and there's more flow, right? It's that water. There's more flow and ease to this progression of a relationship, okay? That's very passionate and very, very intense, okay? So I want to see why the Nine of Swords is here. The Nine of Cups. Look at this. It's like a hope and a fear again. All right. You want so badly for this to work. You want so badly for your wishes to come true. You're looking, you're seeing, you're feeling. I see it down here in your internal influences. But then, Virgo, as Virgos do, you get in your mind. So, inserting that feminine aspect, you check yourself. Where am I? I need to balance the body, mind, and spirit. Okay? Take that into that devil energy, and I feel like, you know, all your dreams will come true. So absolutely, Virgo, I want to get some advice. Teddy, okay? Wow. Wow. Okay, so you have the Tower, you have the Five of Swords, and you have the Lady of Swords. Wow, there's like a very intense energy to your December. I feel like Spirit's saying, okay, stop beating a dead horse, meaning I feel like this is in your mind. This is, you know, your mind can get to you. There could be people around you that are influencing you when you really should just be paying attention to your intuition. All right. Remember, the High Priestess is also quiet and keeps to herself for a reason, so that this Nine of Swords, wherever the Nine of Swords is, so that the Nine of Swords does not happen. All right. Following your intuition, understanding your song, understanding how you're going to sing that song and how you're going to sing that song together. Right. Now, the Tower is also transformative. So I feel like there needs to be, you need to start from ground zero as far as your mind is concerned. I'm getting more mind with the Tower, when in essence it is fire, right? Even though it's Scorpio energy, it's like when shit hits the fan, you've got to make sure that you're not in your mind, okay? You want to try to go with the flow, even if it's chaotic. Even if it's chaotic, you've got to find the calm amidst the chaos. You've got to find that temperance. You've got to be that temperance, okay? So if things go awry, right, good or bad, because this could be, hell, this could be winning the lottery. This could be, or this could be something coming in and just, you know, tearing your world down so that you have to rebuild. But that's always a good thing. The Tower is always good. May not seem like it in the beginning. It never does. And it may take time to rebuild, but it's always better. So whatever this Tower is to you, I feel like Spirit's saying you need to go with the flow of whatever this is. You've got to find the peace amidst the chaos. All right? And it all starts within the body, mind, and spirit. All right, Virgo, I'm going to get you a couple of oracle cards here. Beautiful reading. Ugh. Virgo. All right. Ooh, see? Okay, you have trust. And that's that Seven of Swords energy, that hope and that fear. Interesting how you have, you know, two butterflies here. The hope and the fear. Transformation, same thing. Like I said, this can be death or this can be transformation, because what is the butterfly but the death sort of the caterpillar? And the transformative aspect of the butterfly, it's freedom too. Like your whole reading was based on the Four of Pentacles, putting something behind you in order to free yourself, free your spirit. But it's through that transformation, it's through that cocoon within, you know, receding back into the self. So trusting starts with you. And Virgo, trust me, I know, this is what I'm working on, Virgo, trusting myself, because I can't trust anybody until I trust myself. And that includes trusting my decisions, how I'm moving forward, what I'm doing with me, what I'm doing with my life, what I'm doing with my heart. So trust yourself first. And then I feel like you'll be able to go with the flow. So now we have ascension. That's what I mean. What did I say? That you were transforming, that you were ascending, that you were awakening. All right, so go with that flow when that comes in, because ascension can be a tower. The tower is totally like a shock to the system. So there may be information coming that just shocks you awake even more, because we're always awakening. You know, we can say, yes, we've had an awakening. There's always that initial big awakening, like the veil lifts and you can't go back as much as you may want to just, you know, it's like turning away from what you know to go back into sort of dreamland, which is the Matrix, right? This is, okay, knowing, all right, and knowing you can't go back. But I mean, there's a positive and negative with everything, because the feeling of raising your vibration is just phenomenal. And you know that. So they're wanting you to remind yourself of that. And boundaries. What sort of boundaries do you need to set with others, right? This, again, is trusting your intuition, trusting your gut feeling, and following that heart to speak to people and let them know, wait a minute, now, you can't go there because this is my boundary, right? This is A, B, C, and D. Because that's how I roll. And that's what you do, Virgo. This is a beautiful reading. I feel like it's a beautiful awakening. I feel like you've been through, and it's going to get even better. You're going to ascend even higher. And you're going to be inviting love into your life with what's on the inside of you. And that's the Empress, the 10 of vessels, and the 6 of vessels. So continue to nurture yourself and nurture your heart. And have a Merry Christmas, Virgo, as well. I hope this resonated. Please join me every day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you'd like a question answered in the tarot. And I will also do all the signs from Aries to Pisces for the daily read right afterwards. So you have a good one, Virgo, and I will catch you on the flip side of your daily dose of tarot. Namaste.